Good day, everyone. I am Mega Francisco, and I'll be the first reporter in our group. So, our topics is about the K concept and industry and strategic analysis. So, sa part ko, explain ko muna sa inyo yung basic concept ng industry para mas madali siyang maintindihan sa susunod na part. So, sa lesson outcomes, i-explain kung ano yung goal ng lessons. We'll discuss the forces that affects industry like competition, technology, and regulation. Then we'll learn the step and doing the strategic analysis and finally the difference between the industry and the strategic analysis. So, ito naman yung objectives is after this topic, dapat alam na natin kung paano i-define yung industry, kung ano yung industry dynamics, industry analysis, kasama rin yung key elements, importance, and strategic analysis at depends nila. So, basically, ito yung guide ng buong discussion natin. So now, let's define the industry. So, ano nga ba yung industry? So, yung industry, it is a group of businesses or companies na gumagawa or nagbebenta ng similar products or services. Like for example, sa food industry, yung McDo, Jollibee, Chowking, ayan. Kung mapapansin nyo, halos pari-pareha sila ng product. So, kaya under sila ng iisang industry. So, syempre, nagko-compete sila para mas makakuha sila ng malaking market share and mas maraming customers. So, there are many types of industry. So, like for example, yung retail, food and beverage, financial services, telecommunication, insurance, transportation, pharmaceutical. So yan, may kanya-kanya silang focus. Like sa bank, sa pera salon, sa food industry, sa pagkain, sa telecommunication. Ayan, bawat isa may sariling role. So yun nga, sa industry, sinasabi dito na walang dalawang industry na magkatulad. So, ibig sabihin, bawat industry is may kanya-kanyang karakteristik. Like for example, sa banking industry. So, mahigpit yung rules nila dahil nga ang trabaho nila is pera ng tao yung hawak nila. Then, sa telecommunication naman, mas kailangan nila ng malaking investment para sa mga towers at system nila. So, understanding the concept of industry, it helps the company to identify the opportunities and challenges, which helps them to create better business strategies. So, next is the industry dynamics. So, when we say industry dynamics, we're talking about the changes or movements in an industry over time. So, kung paano ito naapektuhan ng environment. So, industry dynamics are affected by the following factors. Gaya ng market demand, competitive forces, legal and regulatory framework, technology and innovation, globalization and international trade, supply chain processes, environmental social activities, economic condition, demographic shift. And now let's move on to industry analysis. So this study of the factors that affects an industry's profitability, competition, and market trends. Yung industry analysis is nakakatulong siya to understand the companies kung ano yung condition ng market nila, kung sino yung competitors nila, kung ano yung trends, and kung ano yung possible opportunities and threats. So, in short, industry analysis focuses on the external environment. So, meaning yung mga nangyayari outside the company that affect their decisions. So, through this, mas nakakapag-decide yung management ng better strategies for their business.
Good day everyone, I'm really Ellen Arasote. My topics is key elements of industry analysis. The key elements of industry analysis would include assessing market size and trends, the economic, regulatory, and technological environment, and the competitive landscape. The first key elements of industry analysis is market size and trends. Ang market size and trends ay tungkol sa pag-aaral kung gaano kalaki ang market para sa products o service ng isang company. So, ibig sabihin po, tinitingnan dito kung gaano karami ang mga taong bumibili o interested sa product at kung gaano kalaki ang possible na kita ng company. Kapag malaki ang market size, mas mataas din ang chance na kumita ng malaki ang business. Pero hindi lang sa present situation ito tinitignan. Kasama rin po dito ang pag-predict kung lalaki pa ba o bababa ang demand sa future. Samantala, ang market trends naman po ay tungkol sa mga uso o changes sa preferences ng customers. Important ito kasi kapag nagbago ang taste o interest ng mga tao, pwedeng maapektuhan ang demand at income ng company. In short po, ang market size, tinitingnan po kung gaano kalaki at kalawak ang potential market. Ang market trends naman po ay tinitingnan naman ang mga uso at pagbabago sa customer preferences. Pangalawa po is economic environment. Ang economic environment po ay tungkol sa kalagayan ng ekonomiya na nakakaapekto sa performance ng mga industries at companies. Ibig sabihin po, kapag maganda ang takbo ng ekonomiya, mas maganda rin kadalasan ang kita ng mga negosyo. Kasama sa mga factors na tinitingnan po dito ay ang GDP, ang Gross Domestic Product, interest rates, inflation, unemployment at disposable income ng mga tao. Lahat ng ito may epekto sa revenue at cash flow ng mga kumpanya. Halimbawa po, kapag mataas ang interest rates, mas mahal umutang. Kaya po yung mga companies na nasa mas delikado o risky industries like startups ay mas mataas ang binabayarang interest kumpara sa mga stable companies. In short po, ang economic environment ay nakakaapekto sa kita at galaw ng mga kumpanya. Pangatlo po is regulatory environment. So, ang regulatory environment po ay tungkol sa mga batas at rules na kailangan sundin ng mga negosyo. Importante ito kasi bawat company ay dapat mag-operate ayon sa legal requirements ng gobyerno. May mga industry na mas maigpit ang regulation kaysa po sa iba. Halimbawa po, ang mga insurance companies ay kailangan may malaking kapital dahil may pananagutan po sila sa publiko. Kapag bumagsak po sila, maraming tao ang maaapektuhan. Pang-apat naman po is the technological environment. Yung technological environment po ay tungkol sa kung paano naapektuhan ng bagong technology ang isang industry ngayon at sa future. Kapag po may bagong mga invention na system, pwedeng mabago kung paano gumagana ang mga kumpanya. Minsan, yung mga hindi marunong mag-adapt, nawawala o nalulugi. Halimbawa po, dahil sa AI, pwedeng maapektuhan sa future ang mga trabaho sa BPO industry. Sa madaling sabi po, kailangan sumabay ang mga negosyo sa pagbabago ng technology para hindi sila maiwan. Last po is competitive landscape. Ang competitive landscape po ay tungkol sa labanan ng mga businesses sa isang industry. Dito po tinitignan kung gaano kalakas ang competition, sino ang mga kalaban, at ano ang mga strategy nila para makuha ng customers. Kasama rin dito yung mga trend ng news entrants, lakas ng suppliers at buyers, mga substitute products at rival companies. Sa madaling sabi po, inaaral ito para makagawa ng better business strategies tulad ng pag-adjust ng presyo, business model o paraan ng pag-operate para makasabay po sa competition. Threat of new entrants. Ang threat of new entrants po ay tungkol sa mga bagong businesses na gustong pumasok sa isang industry. Mahalagang malaman kung madali o mahirap pumasok sa market na tinatawag na barriers to entry. Kasi kung madali lang, mas dadami ang kalaban at hati-hatiin nila ang market share at kita ng mga existing companies. Sa madaling sabi po, kapag madali pumasok sa industry, mas malaki ang threat na existing businesses kasi mas rarami silang magiging competitors. Power of supplier and buyers. Ang power of supplier and buyers ay tungkol po sa kung gaano kalakas ang impluensya ng mga suppliers at customers sa presyo ng produkto. Kapag malakas ang suppliers, kaya nilang taasan ang presyo ng materials, kaya naapektuhan ang gastos ng company. Kapag naman malakas ang buyers, kaya nilang tumawad o mag-demand ng mas mababang presyo. Kaya kailangan mag-adjust ang mga company sa pricing. So sa madaling sabi po, mahalagang pag-aralan ito para makagawa ng tamang pricing strategy at hindi malugi ang business. Threat of substitute products. Ang threat of substitute products po ay tungkol sa mga ibang produkto na pwedeng pumalit sa ino-offer ng isang company. Kapag madaling substitute o madaling palitan ang produkto mo, bababa ang demand sa products mo kasi pipili ang mga customers ng mas mura o mas convenient na option. So sa madaling sabi po, kapag mataas ang threat ng substitutes, pwedeng bumaba ang kita ng company. Good day everyone. Today I'm going to explain 5 important points about why industry analysis is important for a business. First is better strategic decision making. Industry analysis is important because it helps businesses understand the environment they are operating in. Through this po, companies can identify opportunities they can take advantage of and threats they need to prepare for. For example na lang po, kapag alam ng isang company kung sino yung mga competitors niya at ano yung mga trends sa market, mas madali niyang malalaman kung anong strategy ang gagamitin or gagawin niya para maging competitive. Other than that po, is importante rin po ito sa risk management. So, bakit nga po ba? Dahil sa industry analysis, nakikita ng mga managers kung ano yung pwedeng maka-affect sa business. Gaya na lang po ng price changes, new technologies, or shifting customer preference. At dahil dito, nakakapagplano sila agad kung paano nila ito harapin. So, basically po, by knowing what's happening inside and outside the company, managers can make better long-term decisions that help business grow and succeed. Second is more responsive risk mitigation. So, familiar naman tayong lahat na yung business is may mga risk. Like pagtaas ng price, pagkaroon ng bagong competitors, or bigla ang pagtaas sa market. So, kapag yung isang company is hindi niya alam kung ano yung mga possible risk na mangyari, is mahirap para sa kanila ang mag-adjust. Kaya, mahalaga ang industry analysis dahil dito nalalaman ng mga managers kung ano yung mga risk ang dapat pagtuunan ng pansin. For example po, kapag napapansin nila na bababa ang demand na isang product, is pwede silang gumawa ng backup plan like mag-promote ng panibagong products or baguhin ang marketing strategy. Short po, yung industry analysis po is important because it helps businesses na maging ready at responsive sa isang company. And also, it helps rin po para mabawasan yung losses at ma-maintain na maging stable ang operation ng company kahit na may pagbabago sa market. Third is proactive competitor analysis. So, dito naman po kapag ang isang company is pinag-aaralan nila yung kanilang competitors, hindi lang nila nalalaman yung mga strengths and weaknesses nila, kundi pati na rin ng ibang companies sa same industry. So, sa ganitong paraan po, mas naintindihan ng management kung paano naapektuhan ng competitors ang sales at kita nila. For example na lang po, if may competitors na mas mura o mas maganda ang product, pwede agad mag-adjust ang business ng isang strategy para hindi sila mapag-iwanan. So, sa madaling salita po, ang competitor analysis ay nakakatulong sa isang company para makapag-prepare sila ahead of time at makapag-desisyon ng tama. Fourth is timely identification of market opportunities. So, sa pamamagitan po ng industry analysis, nalalaman ng isang company kung puno na ba ang
markets ng kaparehong products or may mga needs pa ba ang customers na hindi pa natutugunan. So, nakakatulong po ito para makita nila yung mga new trends at untapped markets. Example na lang po, kapag napapansin nila na mas gusto ng mga tao ang eco-friendly products, pwede silang gumawa ng mga bagong products na tama sa demand na to. At dahil dito, mas nagkakaroon sila ng chance na mag-grow at maging unique sa market. Last po ay optimize resource allocation. So, ang industry analysis po ay nakakatulong sa isang business para malaman po nila kung saan dapat ilaan ang pera at resources nila ng tama. So, nalalaman po nila kung aling products or projects ang mas kumikita o mas mataas ang return on investment. So, kapag doon lang sila nagpo-focus sa mga profitable areas, masiguradong mas malaki ang kanilang kikitain compare sa ginastos nila. So, ibig sabihin po, efficiently use po ang kanilang resources. Strategic analysis. So, ang strategic analysis po ay isang process kung saan pinag-aaralan po ng isang company ang situation niya sa market or environment kung saan siya nag-ooperate. So, bakit nga ba importante ang strategic analysis? Ginagawa po ito para makagawa ng effective strategy or plano para sa future. So, makikita po natin dyan sa chart yung external environment for the word itself. External means sa labas ng company tulad ng competitors, market trends, or economy. Sa internal environment naman po, ito naman yung mga bagay sa loob ng company gaya ng employees, resources, and operations. Sa current strategy naman po, dito kung ano naman yung ginagawa ng company ngayon. Sa assess current strategy and environment naman po, dito naman sinusuri kung effective ba ang current strategy at kung fit pa sa environment. Sa goals and future performance naman po, ito naman yung mga target or objectives ng company para sa future. Sa strategic alternative evaluation naman po, dito titingnan ng iba't ibang options or strategies na pwede gawin. So, sa last po yung sa recommendation, dito naman yung pagpili ng best strategy based sa analysis. So, sa kabuuan po, hindi pwedeng basta gumawa ng strategies ang isang company nang walang industry analysis. Malaga ito para manatiling competitive, makagawa ng tamang decision at masiguro ang long-term success ng isang business.
Good day everyone, my name is Princess S. Pellegrino and I'm going to discuss the 4 steps in conducting strategic analysis. The first one is perform an analysis of the internal and external environment. The first step in strategic analysis is to study both the internal and external environments of the company. The internal environments refers to everything inside the organization, such as company's financial and the moral or motivation of employees. While external environments includes factors outside the company's control like governments, regulations, economic trends, new technologies, and changes in customer preferences. To understand these environments, companies use 3 tools such as PISTEL, SWOT, and Porter's 5 forces. So first is PISTEL, to examine political, economic, social, technological, legal, and environmental factors. Second is SWOT, which looks at strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. The last is Porter's 5 forces, which studies competition within an industry. So the result of this analysis help the company evaluate its current strategy and decide if it needs any changes. Second is determine whether the existing strategy is effective and is suited to the assess internal and external environments. After understanding its internal and external environments, the company must determine whether its existing strategy is effective and appropriate. The goal is to check if the current strategy helps the company achieve its long-term vision and goals. This means looking at whether the company's products and services still meet customer needs, keep up with technological advances, and make use of competitive advantage. Like for example, Apple focuses on innovation to stay ahead of competitors, while Tesla responds to growing demands for environmentally friendly vehicles. The company must also assess if it has the right resources, skills, and organizational culture to support its strategy, such as enough funds, capable employees, and an innovative mindset. Next is identify strategic alternatives. If the current strategy is not effective or suitable, company leaders need to come up with other possible strategies, known as strategic alternative. These new strategies should fit both the internal and external condition of the business. Each alternative must be carefully evaluated to identify its potential benefits and downside. The common example of strategies includes a low-cost strategy, which focuses on producing goods at the lowest possible cost to offer lower prices, and a differentiation strategy, which focuses on offering unique and high-quality products that stand out in the market. However, differentiation often requires continuous investment in research and development to stay competitive. The last one is recommendation, the best alternative strategy. After evaluating all the possible strategies, management should recommend the best one. This involves comparing each option's advantages and disadvantages using both quantitative data and opinions or qualitative insight. Once the best strategy is chosen, it must be approved by the board of directors and then implemented by management. After implementation, the company should regularly review the strategy to check if it is effective. If needed, adjustments should be made, which continues the cycle of strategic planning. Comparisons between industry analysis and strategic analysis. Industry analysis helps a company understand the external environment in which it operates. It looks at things like the size of the market, the level of competition, current market trends, and how the industry is growing or changing. While strategic analysis looks at both internal and external factors that affect how a company performs. This means that while industry analysis focuses on what is happening outside the company, strategic analysis also looks inside the company, its resources, strengths, and abilities to see how it can gain an advantage over competitors and achieve long-term success. Industry analysis is usually done before strategic analysis. This is because understanding the external conditions of the industry helps the company know what opportunity and challenges it might face in the market. Once the information gathered and then used in strategic analysis, where it is combined with an evaluation of the company's internal factors. Therefore, strategic analysis builds on and follows after industry analysis. Also, industry analysis mainly uses external data about the overall industry, such as market size, competition, and economic trends, while strategic analysis uses more detailed information that includes both external data and internal company data like financial performance, internal operations, organizational structure, and company processes. In the other word, industry analysis looks at the bigger picture outside the company, while strategic analysis looks deeper into both the outside and inside aspect to guide decision making.